Are we on? I think we're on. I have to take that out. Can you hear me? The gourmets thing, yeah, that was cool. I got I thought, how am I gonna I could do some artwork which looked like that. I'm sure I can do some artwork, and it would have taken me an hour or something. And I thought, I wonder if AI could help me. So I went on to Microsoft Copilot and said, can you do me an image which it's masking tape, and then someone's written the word gourmets in marker pen, and it needs to have a green background so I can do a chroma key thing on it. And it popped it out. So it took me like 30 seconds to write the prompt. So I just downloaded the image and stuck it over gamers. Yeah, it's cool. I'm just going to type a message for chat and pin it. Okay, there we go. Jen said, I'm playing Terraria because I haven't in ages. You're working up an appetite on Terraria. Excellent. Let's just do that. Yeah, so you know what, Jensen? I can see what you're doing in Discord. Tells me what you're playing, at least. Not everything that you're doing. So I'm just going to finish my brew and then I'll go move myself to the kitchen, start cooking. Oh, Jensen, while you're there, could you tell me whether this music is too loud? Oh. Can you hear that in the background? How does it sound compared to my voice? Perfect. Excellent. Been messing around with that. I thought the stream had frozen then. It was just sort of sat still, but there's a bit of a lag. This is what happened last time. Bit of a lag. So I've got a bud. When's the cooking? Do you want me to start? I'll go and start. I'm going to move myself to the kitchen then. So there'll be a brief intermission using my new intermission page, which also I thought I want something that's got like, it's food related. So I typed a prompt into Copilot and said I want an image with the word intermission across the middle of it. And then underneath, we'll be back soon or something like that. And then in the background, I want cooking related items such as pots and pans and vegetables and some ground beef. And it popped this image out, which was really good, but it had spelt intermission wrong. So I said, oh, that's really good, but you spelt intermission wrong. Could you try again? So it popped another one out, and it had spelt, it was a different image, but it was also really good. And it had spelt intermission wrong again, although it was differently spelled wrong. So I went back and said, well, that second image is really good, but you've still spelt intermission wrong. Here, let me help you, intermission. And so it popped out a third one, which was different again, and had a different spelling mistake in intermission. So what I ended up doing, I took the best of the three images and put it into GIMP and moved some letters around, rearrange them, and you'll get to see this. So I'm gonna switch over microphones before I go into the kitchen because I just want to check that it's all working fine. So I'm going to turn the Yeti off and put the DJI microphone on. And Jensen, as soon as you hear, yeah, Jensen, as soon as you can hear, you can tell me whether it works okay. So I'm muting the Yeti. Mike. So can you hear me now? It will probably sound different and not nearly as good quality, but can you hear me? Yes. And does it sound okay? Clear enough? Yes, right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mute the microphone again, this microphone, and I'm going to put the intermission on. Oh, that's one of my favourite songs. And then I'm going to move my stuff into the kitchen and we'll pick up from there. So I'll be back in about a minute. Right, can you hear me? That music sounds really loud. Grandmaster Ong, welcome to the stream, my friend, my newest follower. Thanks for popping in. Oh, that's just doing my head in. Grandmaster Ong, thank you for coming in. It's great to see you. I'm struggling. I've got a technical problem now because my buds have suddenly stopped working, so I can't hear anything. And I suppose that stops me streaming as such, but I won't be able to hear any alerts or anything like that coming on. That's really annoying. And I don't know. I've got some music playing in the background, but it seems a bit loud to me. Seems a bit loud. I can stop it easily enough. Grandmaster Ong, thank you for coming in anyway. After you followed me last night, I don't do follow for follow on Twitch, but I did later on in the evening. I had a look at your channel, and you're an amazing juggler. I watched about 20 minutes of your stream, I think that you did, for me at least, yesterday morning. And you were juggling, and you had those fabulous glass balls, and it was like hypnotizing. So I followed because I want to come and say hello when you're live on stream. Right. Well, I feel I'm just going to try this again. Is it going to work? I really do want some audio. It's like, could they have gone flat? Oh, that's just really annoying. I might just put them on charge. Just bear with me a sec. It's just a shonky Bluetooth connection. I'm too far away. Anyway, I'm back in the room. Can you hear me? Okay. One last time. I'll stop asking this now. So when I settle down in a moment. Yes, you can. And the music's not too loud. It's gone again. It's okay if I stand here because the Bluetooth dongle is like line of sight. If I stand here, it drops. It's going to be annoying because I'm going to be stood there cooking in a moment. Well, let's have a look. We'll just switch the scene. There we go. So that's the cooking apparatus. Frying pan and a big pot. Everything's going to go in there. There's already some mushrooms in there. Don't know what to do. Could really do with hearing the stream. I feel like I'm naked without it. Right. However this works, it's going to work. I'll just have to not hear the stream. Right, we're going to start then. So today we're cooking British spaghetti bolognese. Specifically the bolognese part. I'm not going to bore you with cooking spaghetti. I'm sure you know how to do it. Oh, you know what I could do? I could put my headset on. I might do that. I don't like this. Right. That's better. I feel ridiculous and I'm going to be really hot. Well, yeah, I did, but I didn't like it because it made my head really hot. Although I have had a haircut yesterday, so it might not be as bad. And the really, really annoying thing is I bought from Amazon a high-gain Bluetooth antenna to plug into my PC, and it's arriving any minute. And that would solve all the problems. Anyway, forget that. Let's start cooking. So I'm gonna run through the ingredients. Just bear with me. You're spying on me. Listen. I'll quickly run through them. There's actually not a lot. I'm just going to throw them under this light, under this camera. The camera is amazing. Right, so to start with, Aberdeen Angus lean beefsteak mince, 5% fat. We have some finely diced, dry cured smoked back bacon. No, it's not smoked back, it's streaky, like the American stuff, thin stuff with lots of fat running through it. This is going to make the sauce taste fantastic. So as you can see, I prepared all this earlier. So we got finely chopped up celery and onion. Plenty of garlic. These delicious tomatoes. And they are delicious. 3 cans. And then we got salt and pepper, olive oil, whatever. Oh, and these mushrooms. You know what mushrooms look like. There you go. Now I'm just going to put a splash of water in the pan, just to stop them sticking. It's a steel pan, and the mushrooms do tend to stick to it as they're warming up. And I'm going to put some salt, just to help the mushrooms sweat down and release that delicious mushroomy flavour. The music is a little loud. Okay, well, just bear with me, I can fix that. Is that better? I have to keep... Sometimes the camera's tracking will see me walk out the room and wait for me to come back and pick up, but it doesn't always do that. Is that music better? I turned it right down. Yes, good. Right, so actually, I showed you the ingredients. One ingredient I didn't mention. we're going to need some red wine. And it's actually the first stage of the cook, the red wine. Especially when you're streaming cooking, because you need something to take the edge off. Sample the bouquet. Volatilize the ethers. Oh, it's good squishy. So this is a drinking stream. You know, I feel better already, just from that sip. Right, well, we're going to start. So, I'm cooking everything in olive oil. Olive oil has a low smoke temperature, so everything's going to be cooked gently. So I'm going to put some olive oil in the pan. I'm going to start with the bacon. I'll just put the mushrooms on very low, just to get some heat into them. Start sweating them down. Well, I've got about 5 seconds lag on the stream, because obviously I'm streaming from my computer in the other room, so I don't get to see exactly what's happening straight away. So it's kind of disconcerting. Had this problem last time, but it did seem to line itself up after about 10-15 minutes of streaming. It seemed to get, the lag seemed to be less, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, so frying pan's on, not a high heat. We're just going to throw the bacon in. I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear the bacon frying? And we just want to make sure it all breaks apart, because you don't want any big clumps of bacon in the sauce. And this is going to release all that delicious smoky bacon flavour into the sauce. It's going to make a difference. I suppose if you don't eat bacon, you could make this without the bacon, especially if you could find something that had a smoky flavour in it. Maybe some smoked paprika or something like that, just a few pinches of that. Just nice to have some smoke in the background. That is a little... I'm just going to turn that down a bit. There we are. So you're getting that, Jensen. Actually, Jensen, while you're on, does that image look better than last time? I tweaked the camera exposure, turned it right down. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, exactly. I turned it right down though. I don't know if there's something wrong with my phone. I'll just switch over to that. What can you see on the stream? Yeah, so this thing here is my old Samsung S7 on a mount over the cooker. And I'm using some software called IV Cam. So there's an app on the phone, an app on the PC, and they just connect together. And then I've got that going into Meld Studio, which is what I'm using to broadcast this, not OBS or Streamlabs, as a display capture, device capture. Clever stuff. Oh, this smells so good. So we've got a bit of colour going on the bacon. As I say, I'm cooking it quite low heat. Don't want the olive oil to burn. And I'll just get that so you can see the fat on it. It's actually going translucent now. Must just smell amazing already. Let's give the mushrooms a stir. I've got an advert coming up in 30 seconds, so there isn't anything I can do about that, I'm afraid. At least it tells me now, though. I remember 2 years ago when we were streaming, it just, you'd only know there was an advert on if someone in chat told you. So back in a minute, I think.
Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
What was that? Oh my God, I can't believe, no. I think I subbed you to the channel when we first started streaming. Well, that means I've been paying every month for you as a sub to our channel. So I pay Twitch £5 and they give me £2 back. For like 2 years. We didn't do a stream for 18 months. That's hilarious. Just bear with me. Right, 3, 2, 1, you're back in the room. Right, so let me just put that to that. So you can see we've got a bit of colour on the bacon now. Yeah, I don't know if there's an auto focus on that. So we're going to put some of the garlic in there. About half of it really. And when I chopped the garlic up earlier, I just put some olive oil on it to stop it from drying out. Also means the olive oil takes on some of the garlic flavour, and you cannot have too much garlic flavour. So I'll just let that fizz a moment. Just break any big chunks up. Captain Jack. Howdy, Ben. Thanks for dropping in. It's not carbonara. It's not creamy. It's tomatoey. So this is the issue with the bolognese, because proper, as far as I understand, the authentic bolognese doesn't have tomatoes in it. Ben, if you do that WhatsApp again, but use S's instead of Z's, it will work. So I just need to get these this onion and celery in. And then you'll have my undivided attention for about 5 minutes while it sweats down. So it's all looking good. Right. So Smithy as well. Smithy. Hi Smithy, thanks for dropping in. What's cooking? Well, it's a kind of, if you can buy dolmio from the shop, Bolognese dolmio, which is wrong. Bolognese doesn't have tomatoes in it, as far as I understand it. So anyway, this is my version of Bolognese without buying dolmio, but it's still not Bolognese. So hence, what should we call it? Ben, let's have a look. What's up? Dave's Italian spaghetti. Thank you. Yes. Well, see, it's actually, you're all honoured because this is a secret recipe. And everybody who I feed it to seems to enjoy it. I mean, I'm not fed it to any actual Italians who would probably be horrified, which is fair enough. I'm just going to do this.
What's up?
What's up?
Oh, by the way, guys, Jensen says the music volume is just right. Do you agree? And while you're having to think about that, thank you for dropping in. How are you all doing today on this lovely Sunday bank holiday weekend? There's one thing in the world that makes Sunday tolerable, and that's Bank Holiday Monday, because it shifts everything one day. Smithy, yes. Excellent, excellent. So the mushrooms, I'm just going to... I need a way of changing scenes that I can do with my mind. So the mushrooms are sweated down a bit. There, and there you can see the liquor in the corner of the pan there, in the corner of this circular pan. I don't want them to burn, so I'm just going to, at this early stage, throw in a can of tomatoes. Actually. Yeah. These are amazing. They're so good. You can eat them out of the can with a spoon. Smithy, how's your Sunday been? Ben as well, how's your Sunday been? Do you agree with me that Sundays are all the more tolerable with the addition of a Bank Holiday Monday to follow? Being good, just cooking a roast. Nice. What is it, beef? Or lamb? Or chicken? Or pork? And more to the point, why aren't you streaming it? Well, I've lost the thing. Oh, there it is. So, just chicken. Chicken roast, though. Very nice. Especially if you can get a nice chicken. One with nice, juicy, plump breasts.
That's what she said.
So I don't know if you can see that. It's all going a bit... the colours are becoming muted. But it's still quite crispy, so I'll just carry on just like that. Very slowly. Finish off cooking. Smithy. I'm loving it today. Kids are quiet. Dinner's coming. Decent day. Decent day. Well, we've only got one kid here, Jensen. He's upstairs currently. He is watching the stream whilst doing whatever else he's doing. Yes, he's still there. He's listening. He's listening. Oh, and again, I've got the big headset on because I went to the expense of buying a decent pair of buds. And it still doesn't reach the kitchen. So, the next stream, I'll have my Bluetooth high gain antenna on top of my computer, and then I'll be able to use my buds and not have to use these big cans. Although I've got to say, the sound quality of these is obviously far better than the buds. And normally when I'm cooking this, I do actually have all the sound on. I've got some big speakers in here. I wonder if you can see them. Does it follow me around? Will it follow me all the way around? Can you see that up there? I don't know. Did it get it? Yeah. So I like to have a disco dancing while I'm cooking. But not today. Because you guys are here. Very thoughtfully and kindly. So we're almost there with the with that. Let me just check chat. I've not missed anybody out. Yeah, good. Sweet. So this is looking something like now. Most of the white fat off the bacon has disappeared. It's just rendered out into the sauce, into the rest of the oil. And the onions and the peppers, the onions and the celery aren't quite as crunchy as they were. So I think give it another minute. Then we move on to stage 3. I've got the door open here because I've got an Amazon delivery coming, bringing me a high gain Bluetooth aerial. Perfect timing. Not. I'll just take that off the heat. I don't want it to boil. Right, so I'm going to transfer this into this. It's a 2-pan system. Another slurp. Keith Floyd, eat your heart out. That's good. Oh man, that's really good. Now it's got some air in it, that wine. So let's just have a look. Can you see that? Try to get the steam away. Looking good. So we'll move on to stage 7. That's the rest of the chopped up garlic is going in there with the olive oil. I've lost audio. Let's come back. That's gone. I'll tell you what I didn't show you at the start. Tomato puree. We need some of that. So I'm just getting a bit of crispiness on that garlic, just to take the raw edge off it. What a tune. Lord have mercy. And again, I'm not cooking this fast because it'll clump together. Nice and slow, lots of chopping with the spatula. We want very granular end result, no big chunks. Yeah. So this is gonna take a few minutes, 5 or 6 minutes, to get to the point where we can move on to stage 12, which is where the magic happens. Just time for another slurp. It's good, squishy. That is good. I'm just going to show you that. McGuigan's Black Label Red. Now, to be fair, normally when I'm making this, some of this is going to go in the sauce. Normally I do get like a half bottle of like a cheaper, like a Merlot or something like that, throw that in. But I haven't got one today, so I'm afraid some of this is going to go in the sauce, which in one respect, it's a crime to put good wine in a sauce. But on the other hand, it is going to make it extra tasty. So, Jensen, if you're still there, did you know that I put wine in the sauce? Because Jensen likes this food. Nope. Well, there you go. That's why you enjoy it so much. It's got booze in it. It's not like a TV cooking program, is it? Where they just fast forward through all the boring bits. So you see, you get a bit of colour on this now. Well, it's. Would you say it's colour on it or colour off it? It was bright red, and now it's going brown.
And the best way to start is to hit start. And up comes the toolbar. That's what she said.
By the way, nobody's taken advantage of this feature that I created for the channel. Colour on it. All right, colour on it. It's going brown. If you type WhatsApp in chat, you will get a WhatsApp. But it'll be different every time.
WhatsApp!
You don't even have to spell it right. Oh, you can't spell it that wrong. So that's coming along nicely, that. And you can see what I said. Cooking it really slowly and lots of chopping up, ideally with a wooden one of these things for the best effect. And we're just getting the pink out of it. It's feeling different to stir now. You can feel it's more granular. It's broken up into tiny little pieces. Another slurp. Right, it's not WhatsApp, it's what's up. God, Jed, try again. What's up? Oh. So you said what's up to me.
What's up?
In reply, what's up to you? So when I scheduled this stream, I hadn't realised that it was. Well, I obviously knew it was May the 4th, but I hadn't realised it was May the 4th, which is Star Wars Day, isn't it? Maybe I should have advertised a stream of Star Wars Bolognese. So this is good quality beef. There's not a lot of water in it. You can see that's basically where we're at now. Some of that's going to be fat and some of it's going to be the olive oil that was in the pan at the start. So I just want to keep cooking that until that's gone. So I'm just going to turn the heat up a little bit. And I'm going to put that back on there. Keep that ticking over nicely. Oh, it's my song. So I tell you what I should do next time. I could do a karaoke cooking stream. Because I do like to do a bit of karaoke. So that's going down nicely. I don't want to pour it away because it's got flavour in it. I want to pour away the flavour. But it is a bit wet, so we're just going to keep gently simmer that off. That's really funny. The camera loses tracking when I blow my vape out. I'm going to hide from it. Pray for every dance. Ooh. Got tangled up in the camera wire. So I think that's looking a bit drier. So that's good. So I'm going to turn the heat down and move on to stage 17, which is tomato puree. And what about 5 teaspoons? Why 5? Well, because I used to buy tomato puree. I used to get these little cans of tomato puree from a independent supermarket I used to go to. And each little can used to have 5 teaspoons of tomato puree in, so that's what I used. But they don't do those cans of stuff cans anymore. So I have to use this tube of stuff. 5 teaspoons. So I'm just going to fold this in. I want everything covered in tomato puree. So we're going from brown back to red, I guess. It's good tomato puree. Same stuff, Mutty brand. Cannot be beat. Alright, I'm just checking the battery on the camera. It's on 67%, so we should be good. Should be good to the end of the stream. This camera here, it seems to work for about an hour and then it disconnects, so it will go off probably before we get to the end of the stream, and then I'll just have to nip back into the front room and switch it back on again. Oh no, I might be able to do it from here. Don't know why it drops, but it's always about an hour. And we've used this camera. We use this camera when I was streaming with Jensen, who used to have it set up in his room. And it had the same problem then. After a while, it would just drop. So that's everything's got a nice, delicious coating of that gorgeous tomato puree. And now I'm going to put some stock cubes on it. So I'll be using 2 or 3. I think I'm going to try 2. I usually start with 2. Because if it's not strong enough, you can always add another one a little bit later. But if you put too much in at the start, it's very difficult to pull it back. So that's 1. Sprinkle that around all over. And we'll just fold that in. If you don't want to do it dust, you can put them in a cup and some hot water. But I'm just trying to limit the amount of liquid that ends up in the sauce that doesn't appear naturally. So, doesn't need to be perfect. Everything's wet. And so now we move on to stage 19. Oh, we've got some adverts. So we've got adverts for non-subscribers, which is basically everybody apart from Jensen. What's the difference between tomato sauce and puree or whatever? Oh, tomatoes. Well, so you can. Well, I can tell you this, and I can tell you this anyway because you're subscribed. You're my longest subscriber, and I paid for it all. Tomato puree is like a really concentrated form of tomatoes. It's like, I think it's sun dried and it's really tart flavour wise. Whereas your tins of tomato, they're literally the tomatoes. Your tomato sauce, like your ketchup, could be puree, could be tin tomatoes, that kind of thing, but it has vinegar and spices in it as well. So that's the difference. So I guess you could put ketchup in it, but I don't like the thought of that, to be honest. Right, so as I say, we're on stage 19. You know, actually, I'm not going to do this just yet, because if someone watches this on the VOD... Oh, no, will it be on the VOD? The VOD doesn't have adverts on, does it? No, I'll do it. So just adding some flour, plain flour. About a dessert spoon. And I'm just going to stir that in. You don't want to see any signs of this, because if the flour and the fat, they go together fine, and the fat helps the flour dissolve in the liquid. But if you've got flour, just the visible white flour, as soon as it gets wet, you get like a globule, which isn't very nice. We'd probably cook out, I suppose, but rather than risk it, just get it all in. So the flour's gone now, but you can see this is turned into a kind of cake, I guess. And I suppose at that point there, it's probably more like an authentic bolognese. But I'm not leaving it there. So I'll just give that a minute. I'm just waiting for the ads to finish. Okay, so the ads are done. Stage 26. Almost pains me to do this. And now we've got the wine in there. I'm going to turn the heat up because I want to evaporate the alcohol. If you don't do that, you end up with a sauce that tastes a bit vinegary. So we're just going to blast it with heat, get everything stirred up. I might put a bit more in actually. Yummy, yes indeed. And this is looking more like the end product, isn't it? How long have we been going? An hour. I didn't know whether this would take an hour or not. I mean, I spent 10 minutes at the start pissing about. But it does normally, when I'm making this, it does normally take me about an hour to get from everything on the side ready for prep and so on to a pan full of delicious sauce. But that includes preparing all the veg and everything, which I did before the stream started because I just didn't want to risk chopping my fingers off live on stream. So, has the alcohol gone? Well, there's only one way to find out. You can smell it. I'm just turn the heat down. So the alcohol, what is that? Let's call it. I think it evaporates at about 80 degrees. So you don't need to reach particularly high temperatures to get rid of it. So we're ready now for a transfer into this big pan. I'm gonna put that one there. Get rid of that. And we're just going to put all of that in there. So it's looking good. Put that back on there. And I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, it's a bit more wine. Don't want to leave any flavour in the bottom of this pan. Full blast heat. We'll just bring this to the boil. The alcohol will disappear. And it'll just be a strong, kind of thick, meaty, juicy. Thought that was someone knocking at the door. So that's got everything that was in the pan, that clinging to the pan, is now soaked up into that. I'm going to put that into there. So we're done with that. I'll bring this over here for a moment so you can see what I'm doing. So, if you want something really thick, I suppose you could finish there, and I suppose it'll taste alright. But this, with enough tomatoes in it, you can get enough meals for about 7 people. So how's that looking? So just make sure that's all mixed through. And that's nice and thick. If it does need watering down a bit, you don't just want to put plain water in it, because you'd be doing pasta. I'm doing spaghetti. I'll get to that. Once the spaghetti's cooking and you've got some starchy pasta water, put some of that in the sauce. It'll actually give it a really nice glistening appearance. So we're underway with that. I'm going to leave this one on this really low heat. So right, okay, so excuse me, that's the basic sauce. There is a final thing to put in it, which we'll get to in a moment. I suppose the question is, how long do you leave it on the hob for? And you have a choice here. You can let it simmer for hours, and all the flavours will meld into each other, and you'll have a really tasty, rich, beefy sauce, which tastes fantastic. Or you can not let it cook for hours, and you can have something that's almost completely different, very fresh and vibrant, and it's got the celery and the onion in it. If you get the celery and onion on your fork, you can taste them. And actually, that's what I prefer. So my heat here is very low. All I'm going to do is bring it to the point where it's just starting to simmer, and then I'm turning the heat off, and that is it. It's finished for me. Choice is yours. Either way, whether you're doing a long simmer or a short one, it does need to get some heat into it to start with, because we do have the final stage, which obviously if you've been counting them up on your fingers, you'll know it's stage 922, which is to add the fresh basil. Hey, what about this tune, eh? Nazareth, Vigilante Man. Ah, there you go.
Get in my belly! I like it!
So it's like watching the kettle boil. You can feel it. I've got this silicone stirrer, but I can feel it in the bottom of the pan whether it's bubbling or not. It's not yet. It's close though, and you can see some steam coming off. You know, I am the chef. I'm just going to see what this tastes like. It's a good one. The only thing it's missing is the herbage, which we'll get to directly. It's time for another glass. Oh, Amazon. And I'm back in the room. There you go. It's got me. What's Amazon brought for me? What the frig? Right. Nope, still not simmering. But I want to do this really slowly. Here is... Can't wait to test this later. Bluetooth high gain dongle thing for the computer. Why could this not have come 2 hours ago? Then I could have done the stream without my head back, without my cans on. It says it will give me a range of 150 meters, and with the Beats buds that I bought, which are class 1 Bluetooth device, that should all work. It means I should be able to go outside and stuff. Might be able to do a stream from the hot tub. Right, so you can see how that's looking now. I can just kind of feel in the bottom of the pan, it's just starting to bubble, and you can tell by the steam coming off it, the temperature has risen. I'm going to try it again. I'm using a clean spoon. I'm going to take a mushroom this time as well, because I just love mushrooms. Oh, God. That's so good. All right. So, we are now at the final stage of the sauce. I have here sacrificial basil plant. Basil? Basil? This is a big pot of sauce. Like I say, we'll do 6 or 7 people. Everybody I know that eats this, my recipe anyway, likes the addition of basil. This is the standard English basil, I think. Not the there's another variety which is a bit licoricey, which is very nice in that, but you can tell it's licoricey. So I've taken a whole plant. I'm not chopping it up on a chopping board, because you end up with loads of basil juice on the chopping board that doesn't go anywhere, ends up being thrown away. So I'm just taking a whole plant and I'm just chopping it up. Chopping it directly into the sauce. You can see the sauce is now starting to bubble just there. So we're at temperature. And that is what's going to transform it. Now, I've tried this with oregano. You know, and I'm not sure I actually like the taste of oregano that much. A bit strong. So I'll just stir that through the sauce. You can go in. On you. And what will happen with the heat from the sauce, these leaves will wilt and release their basil flavoured juices. And who doesn't like basil flavoured juices? So the heat's there now. It's all mixed through. Jen said it smells amazing. It does smell amazing. Oh. So just like that. So it's taken me, what time is it now? 25 past. It's probably taken me about an hour to do that. yeah, it's about right. I did do, once I got the stream underway and got my technical issues out of the way, it takes about an hour to cook it. Now, I do use this sauce in my homemade lasagna, where I make my own white sauce. Maybe that could be a topic for another short stream, because it doesn't take very long. There's nothing complicated about making a nice white sauce to make for homemade lasagna. And this, I suppose, depending on how big your lasagnas are, I'll probably give you 10 homemade lasagnas. So good for feeding a bunch of people. If you're doing the individual portion sizes, well, you could do a big tray of it, I guess. It's amazing. It's really tasty. And we've still got our foam friend. So, yeah. So I don't know if you heard that. If I just give that a stir, it's definitely up to temperature down at the bottom. So I think I would say I'll announce it ready. So I'm going to turn the heat off. I'm going to get another spoon. Clean spoon. And I'm just going to have a sample. Gorgeous. That's it. So I'm just filling up a pan now. Just filling up a pan for the spaghetti. The camera is awesome. So I would say when you're doing spaghetti, you can't have a pan that's too big, and you can't have too much water in there. The more movement the spaghetti gets, the better it cooks. So that's just water. It needs to be well salted. So we'll start with that. Tell you what I didn't do with the sauce. I didn't put any black pepper in it. So I'm just going to rectify that right now. Doesn't matter when it goes in. It just gives it a little piquancy. Well, that can do. That'll do there. So I'm going to have to put that to one side because I can't get this big pan on this giant thing. Fucking hell. Jensen, I'm starving. Right, so yeah, my wok burner, it never lights as it's supposed to, so kids, don't try this at home. There you go. There's so much gas comes out of it, it just ignites when it finds the first flame. So there you go. That water will take about 10 minutes to get to the boil, and then 10 minutes to do the pasta. That means we're going to be eating it'll be ready in about 20 minutes. I'm going to time that a little bit later, so we're eating about 7 o'clock, because that's when Mrs. Superhero Gourmets gets home from work. That's worked out really well. So before I finish, are there any questions anybody's got to ask about what I've just done today? About anything? Whether it's a recipe, the technology, the wine. Anything at all. When am I eating? Jensen says 7 o'clock, half an hour. Time for another fill. So that was Jensen's question. When am I eating, I guess? 7 o'clock, yeah, half an hour. So like it'll take about 10, 15 minutes for that water to boil. Spaghetti takes 10 minutes. Pull it all together. That gets us to 7 o'clock. Hey Jensen, while you're on, can you see anything either on the actual stream or in the space underneath that relates to blurb? And if you can you do anything with that? I'm just going to put the oven on as well because we have garlic bread. Oh, no, I'm not, because I've got a wire going across there. I'll do that in a minute when I pack up. So there's no indication on the stream that I've got anything to do with blurb going on. So not when you put your mouse pointer over the stream, nothing pops up, little blurb icon or anything like that. See, blurb used to be really easy to set up and it was fun. It was a cool thing. And now they've gone all modern and made it really complicated. And now I don't know what the hell I'm doing with it. And it might also be the fact that I'm streaming using Meld rather than OBS or Streamlabs. And maybe it just doesn't fit well with that. Right, well, I'm going to call it. That was a good stream. We've made some good food today. I'll show you again one last time under the camera what we made. Now, look at that bad boy. And not a jar of Dolmio in sight. Money-wise, I think that's probably cost me about 12 quid to make that. But like I say, do 6 or 7 grown-ups meals, so tiny costs really. Right, so I'm going to finish the stream there, then I can get on with the spaghetti. I can move this wire, then I can put the oven on for the garlic bread. I'll take a picture of the final thing and somehow get it online somewhere. We do have an Instagram channel or a Facebook. It'll be somewhere and you can see what we actually ended up eating tonight. If you want to find those channels, the easiest thing to do, superherogamers.com. That's our link tree. It gives you links to everything, all our social media presences. Yeah, so thank you for everybody that turned up. Thank you, Jensen, for sticking with me through this. I'm glad you did, because now you know what goes into making this meal. What you want to do when I've finished the stream and I've activated the VOD is download it so that you've got a record. Oh, there you go. Perfect timing. We've got a minute to an ad break, so I'm just going to go. And we'll be doing something else again next time. Jensen, you might be pleased to hear this, but I'm thinking DFC. Yes, okay. Excellent. Right, well, thank you, everybody. I'm going to put the end stream scene on. And we'll see you again next time.